Right, in Ghana Community Radio, your time now is 20 minutes after the hour, 2 o'clock, and it is time for us to get into the second conversation of the day. And right now, I have Boitumelo Mosako, who is the operational specialist complaints resolution at the tax ombud. And today, we're talking about all you need to know regarding tax. And I want to find out if she can be able to hear us from her end. Boitumelo, can you hear us?
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, Bugani FM, for having me today.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Thank you. Thank you also for actually coming through and having this conversation with us. I think I'd like to, start off by just giving you a little bit of a chance to tell us a little bit about yourself and your role within the tax ombud.
Thank you, everyone. My name is Boitumelo Mosako. I work at the Office of the Tax Ombud. I've actually worked here for over 9 years now. I started as a graduate, actually in a graduate program. And since then, I've progressed to become an operational specialist. And yeah, I've studied my master's in tax as well at the Wits University.
That is really, really nice. Thank you so much for that. Now, we know that the tax season is almost upon us. July is right around the corner. What are some of the things that you would advise people, small businesses, and also individuals when it comes to, important issues to be aware of with regards to when they are dealing with SARS?
Thank you for that. As the Office of the Tax Ombud, we actually do have a hashtag taxpayers' rights matter. So it's quite important as a taxpayers to know your rights, right? And my first pointer will be for taxpayers to ensure that they are compliant with SARS. So always check your tax compliance status. If you want to show what the issues are in terms of your tax status, contact SARS, speak to them. Why am I not compliant? Am I missing a tax return that I need to actually submit? Is there tax debt that I need to settle? Ensure that you are compliant as a taxpayer. And with the filing season approaching on the 1st of July, it's a period that runs up until October. I think the SARS Commissioner will announce the cutoff date. Just check if you are part of the auto assessment taxpayer. This is where SARS issues auto assessments. Ensure that you have your supporting documents, your IRP5 certificates, your medical aid, if that's what you're claiming. Ensure that you have all your supporting documents with you, and ensure that you submit by the cutoff date before the filing season ends. And also refer to the SARS website. SARS also has a service charter just to check what are the services that they offer and the turnaround times in terms of that specific service that they need to offer you as a taxpayer.
Right. And thank you for that, Boitumelo. I think also before we proceed, so that everyone has got an understanding of the office that you come from as well, please tell us a little bit about the tax ombud. And before we proceed with the other tax related questions, who are you guys and what do you stand for? What is your responsibility? What do you do?
Okay, so we are the Office of the Tax Ombud. It's an independent office from SARS. So we basically deal with any tax-related issues or complaints that taxpayers would have against SARS. So we're here to service taxpayers and also to try and strengthen the tax administration. And we also need to ensure that taxpayers also know their rights. Hence, we have a hashtag, your taxpayer rights do actually matter. So we do service taxpayers with any tax-related complaints against the Revenue Service.
And when it comes to this element that you're bringing, that complaints against SARS, what are some of the most common complaints that you have seen or you have dealt with or you have received that people have brought to your attention or to the attention of the office, the tax ombud, against SARS?
Okay, so the office is mandated to deal with any tax-related issues that are relating to service, to procedural and administrative matters, right? So the common complaints that we will get from our office, you submit your tax return, you are due a refund, SARS is delaying to pay out that refund. Those are the common issues that we receive. Or where SARS has requested supporting documents, they're now conducting a verification or an audit on your assessment. You submit those documents. They have 21 business days to finalize that verification. If they don't, those are the type of complaints that we deal with. We also have issues where maybe you've got a debt and you've asked SARS, can I make a payment arrangement? And they're not responding to the request for the payment arrangement. So those are the few examples of the complaints that we deal with. But because we are one office in servicing the whole country, we deal with all tax types. So we deal with personal income tax, we deal with VAT, we do custom cases. So yeah.
That is quite a number of different issues that you deal with. Now, when a client or a customer wants to come to your office and say, okay, I've got this complaint against SARS and I need your assistance, what's the process that they need to follow to maybe file or submit a complaint?
So prior to taxpayers approaching our office, they need to have exhausted the SARS internal complaints resolution mechanisms, unless if they have compelling circumstances. So with me unpacking that, within SARS, there is a division. It's called the SARS Complaints Management Office. So taxpayer would need to have first complaint to SARS to say, listen, I'm not happy with the service that you have provided me with. They have a turnaround time of 21 business days. Should they not finalize or respond to you within 21 days, that's when you can come and approach our office. Unless, of course, there are compelling circumstances that taxpayer would then need to advance to the office. And from our side, we also have a list of what we call systemic issues. These are the common issues that affect taxpayers. So taxpayers can come directly to our office and they don't need to approach the SARS Complaints Management Office. So one of those examples will be the delayed in the payment of tax refunds, or where you are asking SARS for a tax compliance status and they fail to provide you within the turnaround time. They are listed on our website as well. We do have those list of systemic issues that relate to compelling circumstances where taxpayers can approach our office directly.
And when it comes to, someone filing complaint against SARS, a taxpayer saying, they're disgruntled, they have exhausted all the internal channels at SARS, but they're still not getting assistance. Tell me, when these people approach you, when the taxpayers approach your office, do they have to pay like a service fee or to receive the assistance that you guys provide?
Definitely no cash payment, no credit cards or anything like that. Our services are for free. So the first question when a taxpayer comes to our office that I ask is a complaint against SARS. If yes, perfect. Does it relate to a service, procedure, or administrative issue? Yes. Is it applicable to any tax, to the provision of a tax act? Yes. And no, we don't charge any fees to the taxpayers. Our services are for free.
So yeah, that's a nice thing to hear, that when someone wants to actually engage with you guys and make use of your services, it is actually at no cost. It is absolutely free to go about using the tax ombud services. And then what are some of the wrong things or incorrect things that taxpayers do when maybe they're lodging or submitting complaints with you, and how would you advise them to do better, to change whatever wrong that they usually do?
Yeah, I wouldn't really say wrong because a lot of people don't understand tax as a taxpayer, as an individual taxpayers. But most of the cases that we do reject, we reject them on the basis that you didn't exhaust. So you didn't approach the SARS Complaints Management Office, or in
Mhm.
essence, SARS requested you for a specific document and you didn't submit it through to SARS, or you're verifying your banking details, but you don't have a bank statement and SARS is requesting that from you. So this relationship with taxpayers and SARS, it goes both ways. So the main issues of the complaints that we are rejecting is mainly because the taxpayer hasn't exhausted or there aren't any compelling circumstances. Then we will then recommend the taxpayer, we will direct you, approach the SARS CMO in this instance, and then we can review your complaint.
All right. And as we go towards wrapping things up, can you touch a little bit on how taxpayers can be able to ready themselves for this upcoming tax season or any tax season? Actually, how would you advise them to prepare? Let me say prepare for the tax season.
As we are approaching the 1st of July, so normally with me as a taxpayer, I ensure that I have all my supporting documents with me. So if I'm claiming medical aid, I ensure that I have my medical aid certificates. If I'm claiming travel allowance, then there is actually a logbook. Have your supporting documents ready with you. And also check, am I part of the group that SARS has issued an auto assessment on? Always check your tax status to say, am I compliant? Am I part of the people that SARS has issued an auto assessment? If not, then I need to submit my tax return and ensure that I have all my supporting documents with me to back up the proofs or my tax claims that I'm claiming from SARS.
And when it comes to when people can be able to approach the Office of the Tax Ombud with regards to complaints, do you have a certain period or a time, or when can one be able to lodge complaints to you as the Tax Ombud, the Office of the
Yeah,
Tax?
so Oh, yeah, yeah. So like I've previously said, SARS does have a division, the Complaints Management Office, of which you can call them directly or lodge a complaint online or visit any SARS branch. So they do have a turnaround time of 21 business days. Should they fail to finalize your complaint within 21 business days, then you can approach our office for assistance. And then that's when we will evaluate or review your complaint.
And then just before we wrap things up, can you just give us contact information, contact details? Because I think other people don't even know where to find you guys. So how do we find you for more information, also for executing our rights as taxpayers, as you so greatly put it earlier?
Yes, so we only have one office, so we are the only office servicing the whole of South Africa. So we are based 87 Frikkie de Beer. This is in Main Lane, just opposite the Main Lane Mall. That's where you can find us if you want to visit our offices. We also do have a website, which is a taxombud.gov, www.taxombud.gov.za. And we do have a toll-free contact center, and our number is 0800 662 837. We're also available on social media, so we are up to date on Facebook, on Instagram. Our link is at Tax Ombud SA. On Twitter is Tax Ombud. On LinkedIn is the Office of the Tax Ombud.
Boitumelo, thank you so much for your time and coming through and having this conversation with us. Just a little bit to understand that actually, when you have got things you don't understand when it comes to SARS and they're not able to be internally resolved, there is a door that one can be able to knock on, and this is the Office of the Tax Ombud.
Thank you so much, Bugani FM Community Radio, for having us today as the Office of the Tax Ombud. We're looking forward to assisting your taxpayers with complaints that they have against SARS. And most importantly, hashtag your taxpayers' rights matter. And always know them. It's important.
Thank you. Thank you so much. We truly appreciate your time.
Thank you.